Inherited wealth is something that the great grandfather, whatever, is passed down. Homeboy who is here today did nothing to deserve that multi-billion-dollar business, but he gets it because of his bloodline. Correct? Is that how it?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how inheritance works, right?
Yeah, no, like Bronny James is gonna get a.
Bro, here's the thing, bro. When it comes to an inheritance, that's privately owned money.
Gotta get up on the mic. Oh, mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right, cool. Make sure everybody can hear me. What's going on, man? Doing all right? Welcome to Knoxville. I'm up here for one purpose. My buddy is a friend of yours. He lives up in White Pine, and he wants me to have this discussion with you because me and him had this discussion this weekend. What are your thoughts about reparations for Black people specifically, and like Black Americans specifically? What is your
Very much against.
Very much against. Can I ask why?
Well, first and foremost, I don't believe that we should ever pay monetary damages to people where nothing bad happened to them, just because they are related to a group of people where something bad happened to them.
Okay, so
because it separates the idea. Let me just finish, and then I'll throw it back to you.
Absolutely.
Our justice system, when properly understood, is about individuals receiving justice, not tribes or groups receiving justice.
So this joint is about reparations. Should Black people get reparations in modern times? The student says, yeah, give them reparations. Charlie Kirk literally just said he does not believe in that for Black Americans, native Black Americans. That's what I like to call them, or call us, because that's what we are. And yeah, this should be a good debate. Let me know what you all think. My name is Jojo, and let's get into it. Bro, I'm tired of all the lies. Everybody lies. And if you tired of the lies too, check out Ground News. If you guys don't know, Ground News is a site that shows you the left and right side of the spectrum. It cuts through all the noise, cuts through all the crap that you don't want to see no more. It's 2025. An example of this is this story. Trump says Putin playing with fire and new jab at Russian leader. If you look at the left, a storyline is Trump admits protecting Putin over Ukraine. He's playing with fire. West Hawaii today. And if you look at the right, it says Trump will walk away from Ukraine. Obviously, different headings for the same exact story, and this is not just me. In the coverage details, we can see that there's 350 total stories, 51 leaning left, 60 leaning right. And Ground News also shows you the bias distribution. Shows you 32% of the stories for this are left and 38% are right. This is actually pretty even. Shows you the factuality, shows you all that. Ground News also has something that I think is pretty cool called the blind spot. The blind spot shows you the stories that are not being shown on the left or right. I love Ground News, and I don't do sponsorships over here. I don't do sponsorships, but I'm doing this one because Ground News, they don't play no games. They'll lead you in the right direction. If you like Ground News, hit up ground.news/LFRJojo for 40% off the Grant Vantage subscription. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Also, I want to state that just because I am a Black man, I do not speak for all Black people. So I'm just
I like this guy. You should give it up for him.
Just want to state that for the record. I'm speaking for myself. So all right, so definitely hear you on that. And even for me, when it comes to reparations, for me personally, I don't believe that it should be a check. I think that reparations can look like many different things, whether it's like investment in institutions, more like better schools, hospitals, all that kind of stuff. So my question to you is so since you are against reparations, would you say that we should be against? Would you be for outlawing inherited wealth? Does that make sense?
Well, no, I'm not for outlawing that. And those are two different things.
Can I explain my point though? All right, so my point to that is that so what I hear for the argument against reparations is that Black people today, obviously we weren't there, for slavery, segregation, all of that kind of stuff. So we've done nothing to deserve that, because all the people who should have gotten it, actually not even probably, who should have gotten it are, either long gone or whatever. Now there's still some who are still with us today, but that's a conversation for another day. But my point is that so inheritance and inherited wealth is something that, the great grandfather, whatever, is passed down. Homeboy who is here today did nothing to deserve that multi-billion-dollar business, but he gets it because of his bloodline. Correct? Is that how it?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how inheritance works, right?
Yeah, no, Bronny James is gonna get a.
Bro, here's the thing, bro. When it comes to an inheritance, that's privately owned money that you earn in your life. Like, for example, if I was to become a billionaire today and I have $100 or $500 million to pass down and a business to pass down, that's my privately owned stuff that I have the right to give to my children. But when you talk about reparations, that's government money funded by tax dollars, literally. So I don't even understand where he's coming from. I think that was an extremely delusional take. Extremely delusional. And just downright just factually incorrect take. Like, I don't even know why he used this example of inheritance. Like, inheritance is just your family giving you something. That's not the government giving you something. That you don't inherit anything from the government. Then that's just called socialism. But let's continue.
$1 billion.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Sorry. Great example. So what I'm saying is that, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, I believe that reparations in and of itself, one, I don't think that the argument is formed right, and two, I believe that, you know, it's kind of a reverse inheritance, if that makes sense, where it's like where it's like, you know, yes, black people, like me personally, yes, I did not have to suffer through Jim Crow, slavery, or whatever, but all those choices that were made in those times have, like, gotten necessarily me to where I'm at now.
Got it. So let me tell you where we have a difference of opinion.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay? Absolutely. So we as conservatives tend to underemphasize this idea of many legacies of suffering, whereas people on the left, not saying you're on the left, but the other perspective.
Definitely not.
No, for sure. But that's fine. No, that's fine. Let's just say the other side of the argument tend to emphasize that you are stuck because of something that happened to you many generations prior. Absolutely. We believe, absent very unique circumstances in the United States of America, that is almost never true. For example, we think every individual should be judged by their own actions, their own character, and their agency. Now, let's play this out, though. You're acting as if, not you, but let's say the argument, because you're coming after this in a great way, there's been like no money sent Black America the last 60 years. We have spent over $25 trillion on Black America in 60 years, and Black America's poorer than before we started. We're talking about Medicaid, food stamps, we're talking about schools, public housing. The issue is not the amount of money. The issue has instead been a couple things. Number one, it's been the downfall of...
That's facts, bro. And whoever says he's lying is just delusional, bro. The issues in the Black community, I do think more money could help a lot of things, I guess. But I don't understand how more money will help low marriage rates, considering all you need to get married is a marriage license. I don't know how more money will help having less children out of wedlock. I don't know if more money will help our literacy rates because public school is free. Maybe you can put more money into public schools, but they not going to school. Nonetheless, only thing I'm saying is a lot of our issues are deeper than money, are deeper than any reparations. And the argument for reparations would make more sense if our decline was linear, but it's not linear. We've had spikes in where we had an uprise of success in the Black community, and now it's just going back down, even though objectively we have more money, more resources, and more freedom. So it's like it's hard to truly justify reparations.
We've spent on this. We've seen the downfall of the Black family. Just some numbers super quick. Is that in 1964, right before the passage of the Civil Rights Act, 75% of Black youth had a dad around. Now it's 25%. So only 25%. So 1 in 4 kids have a dad around. Black dads are no longer a big part of young kids' life. It's a very big problem that has huge ramifications. Then finally, on the reparations argument, that comes into just more like concrete questions. Where do you draw the line? Who defines it? And also, why would you tax, for example, somebody like me? My ancestors fought on the Union side of the Civil War, so I got to go pay more money, even though my ancestors did the right thing. No offense if you guys fought for the Confederacy. That's not trying to, drum up any, it's all good. We're all Americans now. I'm not. Why should I have to then go pay for something that my ancestors did correctly? Finally, it's like, how do you prove it? Prove it like. This is not your argument, but it's a hilarious contradiction. The very same people who tell you that voter ID is racist want all of a sudden Black America to prove that they're the descendants of slaves 7 generations ago. Like, let me go get my paperwork together. I thought it's racist to ask people for their paperwork. Anyway, the whole thing's crazy. But here's the more important thing that I think we can agree on. That we should have a opportunity colorblind compact. We need to have school choice in this country so kids can go to better schools and have more mobility. Number 2, reconstitute the Black family. And finally, this is one that you might agree on because you're not a liberal, is that we need to no longer import foreigners that are going to undercut the wages of workers of all races, especially Black Americans.
I agree.
And so what we've done is we imported Nicaraguans and Guatemalans to come take low-wage labor, and we didn't want to pay our own Americans those jobs. So final thoughts on those points.
Also, great points. I would say that I am with you for the idea of a colorblind society. I think that I think it's a bit of a farce to say that colorblind society is something we should aspire to, but I think it's a farce to think that it doesn't exist, that race doesn't play a factor. I totally
agree.
Okay, and so
I will say it plays far less of a factor 10 years ago. It's playing more of a factor today.
Yes, I agree.
In a negative way.
Yes, I 100%. I mean, I think you had mentioned something about DEI like earlier, and I was like, for sure, like the way I agree with DEI in principle, but I think the way it's been instituted by our government and all the other institutions is completely wrong. So, because for me, it's not about seeing color; it's how you treat color. Does that make sense?
Everyone's going to see color. And
yeah, exactly,
you're right.
Yeah,
and so it's an ideal that is admirable, being colorblind.
Right.
The problem with we were promised with the Civil Rights Act, we were promised a colorblind society. Mm-hmm. We now have a color-obsessed society. And
that's facts, bro. That's facts. You can't even deny it. Even if you're on the left or right, you can't even deny it. Everyone is obsessed with... It's like you're kind of trying to virtue signal, no matter what way you put it. You're trying to virtue signal that you're a good person. And it got us to this point.
It's a breakdown of that promise. Instead, the country I grew up in, at least, was like, yeah, you're black, but it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's not the most important thing. Instead, it's, are you a good person? How do you act? How do you treat other people? Are you a Christian? Like, what is your worldview? I want to get back to that. Of course, we're still going to see differences, but I want to de-emphasize them to a place where we look at each other as fellow human beings and fellow American citizens.
That's facts, bro. Let me know what y'all think about this. I think this was a very good video. Nonetheless, my name is LFR Jojo. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.